As we all know, Halo Infinite is not doing so well right now. Without the consistent addition of new updates bringing more maps, game modes, and bug fixes, which is promise of live service games, less and less people are playing Halo Infinite every month. I went further into detail on why this is happening in my second latest video titled The Disappointment of Halo Infinite, but for now, I want to talk about the possible resurgence of Halo Infinite's player base with a new game mode that will take advantage of the vast opportunities brought by the Halo franchise in the form of its legacy of weapon and vehicle sandboxes. Of course, I am talking about Halo Battle Royale. Ever since games like H1Z1, PUBG, and Fortnite took the gaming industry by storm with their own Battle Royale modes in 2015 and 2017, it seemed as if Battle Royale was the next best gaming genre, and with games like Apex Legends launching in 2019 and Call of Duty Warzone in 2020, it was clear that gaming studios across the industry were ready to hop on the Battle Royale train as they started to shift over to making live service games with a focus on their own twist on the Battle Royale game mode. Now, back to late last year, as Halo Infinite was just months away from release, many in the gaming community were voicing their opinions online about whether Halo Infinite would or should release with a Battle Royale, including these clips from Dr. Disrespect and Nickmercs.
I mean, do we play the campaign, champs? You know what I do like watching about this? It's like all I'm thinking of is Battle Royale. This game would be sick with a Battle Royale, man. I'm sorry, that doesn't do it for me. Like, you know, 6-7 years in production. I was expecting, like, especially for the campaign. I mean, if you're gonna commit to the campaign, make it like the most unique, newest, inspiring thing that you've ever made. Like, no, you need a Battle Royale. That's what you need. In order for this game to go longer than 3 weeks after launch, from a spectating standpoint, it needs a BR.
Yeah, like it's 2021 and we don't have a Halo BR yet, you know what I mean? But they're teasing it on Twitter. Cool, great.
Man, imagine if Halo released on time and they had a polished BR coming out right now, it would take over everything because of where gaming is right now. It's crazy.
It really would. It would take over everything.
Like,
it would take over everything, man. Halo BR is fucking so easy. It's such an easy make. The game already has the foundation. Just gotta hit enter.
Man, that's gonna be so dope.
Drop point set. Get ready.
You think they're gonna do it though? I mean, I saw 2 of those tweets and then I'm like, what the f? You know what I mean? You really think so?
I 100% think so.
Really?
I actually have no doubt. Yeah.
Bro, it's been 5 years where BR's been pretty damn popular and they haven't touched it. So, you know, I'm just saying.
Bro, yeah, they have to. They have no choice.
We'll see. I hope you're right.
And if I'm wrong,
if they do, I'll see you guys later, you know what I mean?
These clips, while they don't entirely reflect how Halo fans in particular were feeling about this situation, do still kind of reflect how others in the gaming community looked at Halo from an outside perspective. There was one side who was excited for a Halo BR, and there was another who were, for lack of a better word, not as excited. According to the majority of Halo fans whose opinions I've heard from, it seemed like the consensus is that we would want a Halo Battle Royale, but as long as it didn't take anything away from the main game, and was just a separate piece of work so that time and energy wasn't focused on the Battle Royale mode, instead of the time and energy that should be focused on just completing Halo Infinite as a standalone game. This is similar to how Activision treated Call of Duty Modern Warfare, where they chose to make a good complete game at its core in 2019, then later chose to add on Warzone, which made an appearance the next year. But even with the popularity that the Battle Royale genre gained from games like Fortnite, Apex, and Call of Duty Warzone, there always seems to be a gray area in which the gaming community sort of gets bored of what's currently out there, just before a new franchise comes in out of nowhere and takes the throne as the next best Battle Royale. I know for a fact that the majority of people would say that Warzone is the most recent popular Battle Royale game, at least in the traditional Battle Royale sense, with a large number of players dropping onto a map with a closing circle that forces players to duke it out and become the last team standing. But Warzone dropped for the first time in 2020, and its player base isn't nearly as big as it was in 2021. This gives me the sense that the gray area I mentioned earlier is approaching, and the gaming community is now waiting for a new Battle Royale that will take the genre by storm. Insert Halo. Imagine a world where 343 Industries was able to launch a complete Halo Infinite and plan to release a Halo Battle Royale, with a release date of November 15th, 2022, Halo's 21st anniversary. Everybody is talking about this game, and the trailers for it are blowing everyone away, with all the top streamers talking about it, bringing more players to the game at launch, and eventually, the game is released. You boot up the game with your friends and you load into a match. Now imagine loading in with your customized multiplayer Spartan and step into a drop pod where you are then launched from a UNSC ship onto a large island filled with the franchise's most popular maps like High Ground, Valhalla, or even Zanzibar. On the ground, you find an M7 SMG and a health pack, and eventually catch an enemy squad lacking as you and your team take them out. Your squad moves on and gathers as much loot as they can, before finding out that a wave of gas filled with flood supercells and further into the gas, flood spores, and combat forms is closing in on the map, forcing you closer towards the middle. As you are running to the next containment zone, you see an ordnance pod drop in from the sky, and as you get closer, it opens, revealing a Type 50 Covenant beam rifle, which you pick up and move on. As the match continues, the containment zone gets smaller and smaller, and with only 3 teams left, you and your squad are nervous as you approach what seems to look like Blood Gulch. Only an open canyon with just a few rocks, trees, a cliff ledge, and a cave, there are not many places to take cover, except for one of 2 metal bases, each at opposite sides of the canyon. So you and your friends take shelter in the closest metal building, with red banners and lights scattered on the walls, and your squad sets up base for the time being. Soon after, you hear gunshots coming from the other side of the canyon, and you see an enemy squad firing from the blue base opposite of yours as they are getting attacked by another squad coming from the cave near their base. The fighting ensues as the squad from the cave is throwing grenades and shooting rockets from their M41 Spanker, even using a bubble shield to give themselves as much cover as they can get. Within about a minute, you see that the team from the cave had successfully taken out the enemy team and won control over the blue base. You can see from the scope on your beam rifle that someone on the other squad is reviving a downed teammate, and as this team is recovering from their recent victory, your squad plans to push the enemy team before they can fully get back on their feet again. As your friends begin to push up the canyon trying to stay out of sight as much as possible, you take point on the cliff ledge at the side of the canyon and aim down the sights of your beam rifle. In one final effort, your squad mates push the perimeter of the blue base with everything they have, and your team is able to take down 3 opponents in the process. With just 1 kill away from your first ever win in Halo Battle Royale, 2 of your teammates rush into the inside of the blue base to be the one who delivers the final blow, and as your teammates disappear into the entrance of the base, all you can hear are gunshots and explosions. The fight goes on for what feels like mere seconds, and then you see in the kill feed that both of your teammates are dead. While the only living members of your team are you and your teammate, who is still crouched behind a rock outside the blue base. You try to get a visual of the last enemy, who just easily took out both of your teammates within a flash, but have no luck. You try to find where this guy could be for what feels like minutes and still see nothing. But as you look near your last squad mate, you begin to make out a camouflaged figure, creeping very close behind him. The enemy, using his active camo, gets right behind your teammate and pulls out his energy sword, but just as they are about to swing, a shot from the barrel of your beam rifle goes straight into the head of your enemy, and you have just won your first game of Halo Battle Royale. Now, back to reality, I feel like the opportunities that come with Halo's vast weapon and vehicle sandbox, tied in with its various Spartan abilities and points of interest, would make for a really fun and unique Battle Royale experience. And I also feel like it would be very dumb if a Halo BR that is in any way similar to what I just envisioned can't simply just be an idea or some sort of blueprint as to what a Halo Battle Royale could potentially look like. I guess my point is that Halo's legacy of providing such a wide array of experiences using the things that we've seen from the franchise's lifespan can and will provide endless opportunities for what could happen in a Halo BR. On top of the opportunities Halo could bring to a new Battle Royale, I'm going to argue that right now is the perfect opportunity for 343 Industries to release a Halo BR. But I think we all know, especially if you've seen my second latest video, that Halo Infinite and its developers are not in a very good state to all of a sudden develop and launch a Battle Royale game mode at the moment. Sure, the timing would be fantastic, and with the player base of other popular BRs like Apex, Fortnite, and Warzone falling quickly, the near future would be a perfect opportune moment for a Halo BR. But as I talked about in the beginning of this video, It's more important that 343 works on just making a fun and playable experience in Halo Infinite before they move on to make bigger things. Although, you can't tell me that people wouldn't be at all interested in a Halo Battle Royale. This is what Nickmercs recently said on his stream, and while it's a bit too extreme in my opinion, it still serves a good point.
No, and I'm gonna say something, and I hope you guys agree with me. I can't imagine that you wouldn't, so I'm just gonna say this in hopes you agree. The gaming community as a whole was ready for a new fucking awesome game, and Halo dropped the fucking ball. Everyone at that fucking company should be ashamed of themselves, man. 343 is a joke. They're fucking awful. They don't give a shit about anybody that plays their game, old or new. Their fucking pride and ego got in the way of what could have been incredible timing, and just God, it could have just fucking taken over everything. But instead, they have 800 people on the fucking game right now.
I got a block list. I'm sorry.
I got a block list.
I have a block list. So that means we both blocked him, which means it's really bad swag. So Nicholas, I'm with you.
I know. How can't you be? We should all be playing a Halo BR right now. Together.
Only BR.
So again, I wouldn't go as far as to say that all of 343 should be ashamed of themselves, as I know that there are a lot of good-hearted and very talented developers at 343 Industries that genuinely want what's best for Halo fans. But I think it'd be more important to look at the higher-ups in the studio who are making the big decisions that affect how their games are made. Again, you can't tell me that a Halo Battle Royale wouldn't only bring people to Halo Infinite, but also bring new players who have never touched Halo to the whole franchise, especially with big content creators like Nickmercs and Tim the Tatman being so willing to bring their massive audiences to Halo. Now, remember when I mentioned that 343 is not in a very good state right now to be making a Battle Royale? Well, despite this, it seems, to me at least, that an official Halo BR game mode may be in development right now. In August of 2020, a game development studio by the name of Certain Affinity, who had previously worked in partnership with 343 Industries on making Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo Waypoint, and the expansion of Halo 2 Anniversary on the Master Chief Collection, revealed that they are proud to reveal their partnership with 343 Industries on Halo Infinite, and that they have been working closely with 343 on Halo Infinite dating back to December of 2019. Continuing a long history of collaboration between both studios working on Halo titles dating back to 2006. Now, around January of this year, it was reported that Certain Affinity had been brought in to help build a new game mode that could be Halo Infinite's take on a Battle Royale. Whether you choose to believe this or not, what other game mode would 343 Industries want to have in mind in order to feel the need to bring in another studio for, if it wasn't for making a Battle Royale? Which, keep in mind, now would be the best time to launch such a game mode, with the gaming community being in that gray area I mentioned earlier. It was soon found out that this game mode Certain Affinity had been working on is codenamed Tatanka, and if you were to look into the history of the name Tatanka, you will find out that it also happens to be the name of a WWE wrestler who once won a 40-man Battle Royale wrestling match back in the 90s. Some people have thought that the Battle Royale game mode that Tatanka was referring to eventually became the last Spartan Standing game mode added at the start of Season 2 of Halo Infinite. But with that game mode being at such a small scale, with 343 having to focus most of their effort on it at around the time it launched, it's hard for me to believe that this is the game mode that Certain Affinity has been in the works on for such a long time now. Ever since the community found out about Project Tatanka, many well-known and reliable leakers have been hard at work at finding out everything they can about it, with Delta Index on Twitter finding files regarding the different types of game modes within Tatanka, including Tatanka Quads, Duos, Free-for-All, and even a bot mode where you could play against around 60 to 100 bots. Another leaker by the name of Infinite Leaks shared a few screenshots of the Settings tab of Tatanka, revealing options to change different aspects of the match, including respawning in drop pods, respawn tokens, containment zones, loot items, revives, operations, and maybe even executions. Everything we've been learning through leaks like these just scream Battle Royale to me, and as time passes, I'm sure we will get more leaks on this game mode, but for now, all there is to do now is wait for the next leak or bit of news regarding this. Now, I want to round this video out by first stating that, yes, in my opinion, I do think a Halo Battle Royale is coming, and I don't think it'll launch as soon as people would have liked, but I believe with the added help from Certain Affinity, this game mode will eventually release. But I would personally guess its launch to be around maybe fall of 2023. It may be a while from now, but as we've learned from the state Halo Infinite is in right now, a delayed game is much better than a rushed game. I personally would love a Halo Battle Royale, especially the sort of one that I envisioned about earlier in this video. And in my opinion, why not make a Halo Battle Royale, as long as it doesn't take production away from Halo Infinite? I believe a Halo BR would only do good for the franchise, and quite frankly, Halo could definitely use the attention right now. And that is all for today's video. As this has been a pretty controversial topic within the Halo community for a while now, let me know what you think in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to press the like button as it'll help out this video and my channel, and consider dropping a sub as we are only 24 subscribers away from our 100 sub goal. I personally want to see Halo be as great as it once was, and I believe a Halo Battle Royale will do wonders for not only us Halo fans, but also the gaming community as a whole. So stay tuned for more content coming your way, and as always, I will see you guys next time.
Flag taken.